All right, so let's make a quick fire making tutorial. Since I'm out here, I'm gonna make one anyway. So I have these, like, really, I can't remember the name of them right now. They're pretty common, from, like, you know, bushcrafters will tell you to get them. But it's just like really sappy pine sticks that you can find and you can make and process and all that. And hell, you can even buy them on Amazon. Like I said, I can't remember right now what the name is, but once I remember, I'll let you guys know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use those to build our fire, or to start it, because obviously it's wet out here, it's cold. So what you can do is you can make these fire sticks by just kind of pushing with your knife. This is a boxer blades knife. You can get your little you know, sticks going here, and those will catch a small flame pretty easily, especially because this stuff is so, like, sappy, and it'll go up like nothing. So another thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one of our sticks, and with the spine of our knife we're going to scrape out a lot of these fibers. So with doing this, it's something that is going to catch a spark pretty easily. This knife is so sharp, I like lightly touched the blade and I was scared that I'd cut myself and not even realize it. So with that good, it doesn't necessarily need to be a 90-degree spine, but this one has one. You can scrape away a lot of these fibers and get them ready to go up. So I had already kind of started making one, and then I realized I should teach some guys, because some guys don't know how to do this stuff. And if you're gonna plan on surviving, you better know how to stay warm and cook food. So that might not be enough. We'll see. I'm not sure, but take a look. So obviously, if you really were in dire need, that's not really the time to break out the ferro rod. You can just use, you know, a lighter and light your, and then you can make a fire off that, but you should still know how to do the basics. So from here too, I have 2 sticks kind of pre-staged. All this wood I obviously gathered. When you're in a wet and cold and snowy environment like this, a lot of the trees are covered in snow. So you want to find dead stuff, and you want to find the sticks that are standing up, because all the water will drain to the bottom and you'll be more likely to get something that's dry. So this is the ferro rod and striker that I'm using. It's an Uberleben they have. They sell these in sets. So I haven't really used this one yet, just because I bought it for my back panel, but you know, you can throw pretty good sparks with it. So sometimes you need to break these in a little bit before you really start to use it, or else you'll struggle to get good sparks, because it doesn't have that kind of edge that you make. So what we'll do is we'll take all of our little fibers and pieces that we got, prep everything. We got a little bit of wood here to catch, and then we got a bunch of wood over here that we processed. So we're gonna get our ferro rod in there, our striker. We're gonna pull back on our ferro rod, so that way we can kind of push the sparks down without shoving our hand into all of our stuff and making a huge mess of it. So the goal is to get these little fibers I got to light, and like I said, I don't know if it's enough, so we'll figure it out together. Having a hard time getting it where I want it to go. Got a little one. Yeah, I think I need to make more. They're kind of catching and smoldering a little bit, but oh, there we go. So once we got a little guy there, we don't want to panic. Throw that on. We'll get that going. We'll get this. See how you can tell that there's so much like sap in these because of how dark black it's smoking from all that tar and the sap. So we've got our 2 sticks here, got a little bit of snow in these, to kind of make a little platform so we can start adding tinder. Now, if you have stuff that's wet, that's really small, it'll dry out. But then, you know, once you start burning the bigger stuff, it's gonna smoke quite a bit as it dries out. So we'll get like a little teepee going. We got a pretty good flame going right now. And normally too, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit rusty. I don't train this as much as I should. But it shouldn't really take me that many strikes to get that going. That was not a really good example. Obviously I got it going. But you know, you figure if every time you make a fire you take 5, 6 strikes, I don't know how many it took, eventually you're gonna start wearing down your rods way more than you really should. And that's something that you obviously don't want to lose or have it go out. So from here, we'll just start steadily letting the smaller pieces burn. You can see quite a bit of smoke in there because some of the stuff is still wet from all the snow. But then from there, it's just kind of adding your other pieces. So kind of one of the key things you can see here is, and I cannot remember what the name of these is or the name of these are, but it's, you know, you can find it from fallen pine trees and stuff, or like I said, you can even buy them on Amazon, boxes full of them, and just throw them in your kit. But obviously this is kind of a key portion for when it's really wet out, is to carry around dry tinder. So I'll usually, when I see things, I'll gather up birch bark, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why I keep a dump pouch on my belt, is not just for empty mags, but to find birch bark loaded up, or things that I can process later on for firewood, you know, berries if I find them that are edible, wild edibles, things like that. So you got to kind of have that scavenger mindset. And now as we're getting more stuff going, we'll throw more pieces of wood on here, and eventually we'll have a pretty warm fire for our camp. So it's kind of a trope that you know, if you have nice things, if you have expensive night vision, if you have you know, nice combat pants or clothing or whatever, you must not know how to use it. You must not know how to make a fire. So this is something that you should make sure you know how to do, right? Life isn't a skill tree. You can learn how to do everything. You can learn how to shoot at night and have nice things, and then come out here and make a fire with still using somewhat primitive tools. So there you go.